after the Beatrice swings, yeah, I think he's setting up a bit of a loop here. Because, yeah, again, everything in this front row is getting plus 5k. Apologies for the distraction that I had to sort out some technical difficulties to bring the stream back alive. Unfortunately for Ben here, like, oh. What is going on today? Okay, yeah, Nightstorm's going to be bringing the boat back. Boat's going to be swinging here. Dear Lord, what is happening? Let's try that again. There we go, let's try that here in the meantime. Then comes back to us. Sorry, apologies for that. Should be back here now properly. Hopefully should be alive and well now. There we go. We've lowered our quality here. We kind of toned it back. We should be okay now. I think dual streaming might have scared our system a little too much. Let's try that again. Yeah, welcome everybody on YouTube to those coming from Twitch. Hopefully it stabilizes. Apologies, just having some technical difficulties. Oh. There you go, yeah, watching it go here, kind of trying to get the rewrite, but... Yeah, I think he's trying to go for like one big turn, but the trouble with Grabble is it's farming big hands with a lot of protects. So... Yeah, we're going to get to see one of the old DI classic cards from Veeam. So we're looking at Psionic Abductor. Effectively getting a CB1 on place, discard a card from our hand, search your deck for up to 3 Grey 2 or less cards with the same name. Put them into the soul, and put 2 of them from the soul and call the rest to Raygun. So he's trying to basically set up the Covetous Succubus here. That is going to, on attack, not only be a big shield, but on attack put a Raygun into soul, countercharge 1, and then draw 2 cards. Which is incredible. But then you put a card from Mana Soul, so it effectively goes up. It's a +2 to Soul, a counter charge, and a draw 2. Which is an insane card effect to have on a DI card. Yeah, because the one thing that, like, Ben is trying, I think, to create here is create a set where Indigo's hand isn't massive, because if he lets too many of the Covetous go off, that hand is not going to be manageable. It's going to be insane. So I think he's just trying to kind of whittle his down a little bit, hand down a little bit as he farms his G-Zone, so that when he's finally able to kind of push, his opponent's almost confirmed to die at that stage, and I think that's kind of what he's going for. There you go, the Assassin coming out. That's going to be the 15 in Soul. So yeah, just going to go for big swings. Covetous is probably going to put Assassin to Soul here.
Il reste 16 minutes 35. 16 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yeah, Ben unfortunately going to be taking the damage here. Oh. There we go. And we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, there you go. It's going to be Assassin going to Zwolle, because again, a lot of DI's multi-attack here is about sort of navigating Assassin being on and off the board, because it's a card that can extend itself almost indefinitely. For as long as there are attacks, and it is in Zwolle, you will have more attacks to go. It's like, oh my god, if DI ever gets a crest, that'll be terrifying. But Ben's showing us the Cannoneer here. Yeah, then just NLK going to be swinging. They're putting 3 Ray Cards into Zwolle. So actually, depending on what he's on, Indigo is on, if he's on any stand triggers... Nah, I don't believe he. I don't believe current lists are. No, I think they're just on kind of 11 crits. 11 crits, 1 OT, and you just go to town, right? Ooh, and Ben's showing us the Negra Lily. Popping the Lagov. Yeah, reviving the Beatrice. So this is actually a great spot for Beatrice to go Soul Blast 1. Revive Cannoneer. Cannoneer going to pop the Assassin. Like, popping the Assassin here, because he just got it with the Cannoneer, of course. The most important thing it does is stop a lot of Indigo's attack extension. This is actually pretty big. And kind of punishing Indigo for not sort of putting anything in. I know Indigo runs ladder. He must have not seen it. But I think committing the Assassin like this is a very risky play. Because you give up on the triggers by not doing this, but the double NLK is not ideal, but it almost ensures that... Well, no, it does ensure the rewrite, so I think it's pretty comfortable with this, honestly. But I think you're very upset to have put the Assassin out at the stage that you did, because it really significantly weakens Indigo's turn and what he's able to achieve here. Because he just denied himself potentially kind of 3, 4, 5 attacks. And when you're trying to 0 to 6 your opponent, those really start mattering. Although I'd imagine maybe, just maybe, he tried baiting Ben here. Because with Ben having kind of plus 10k on the Vanguard, I think it's a case where the Assassin likely isn't hitting in the near future anyway. Although I'm surprised, because a lot of people have started using Assassin as a booster. And as a booster, it's actually pretty powerful. Because you're able to kind of constantly reuse the thing it's there for. And because 15k is still like a significant booster, especially in the matchups like these, where it's protected to excel and the numbers always make a magic numbers. Oh, and that's nobody's favorite card. We are seeing Hope on Damp getting placed on the board for the Baron Magnus. Hope on Damp, of course, saying that if you source 20 or more cards until the end of your turn, when your opponent guards from hand, they must call cards with original total shield of 20,000. Now, for those unaware, this is not shield in a general sense. This is original shield. So, for example, for Dimension Police, your original shield is 0. It does not matter if your Dialiner is currently 30k shield. It means 30ks can't be played, 50ks can't be played, 15s can only be placed with 5s, or any increment of cards that enter the Guardian cycle with an original shield of exactly 20. So that is a very, very scary position to be in, on top of Baron Magnus's 2 crit swing with triple door. And yeah, you have to Lily here. Unfortunately, the heal there is pretty punishing, but the Lily here letting us call massive shield. Again, Ben skillfully outplaying Indigo's decisions here. Again, Ben is a very experienced player with Grand Blue. He is well aware of what he's achieving here. So while he's slowly creeping up the size of his G-Zone, you know, because next turn is probably going to be a pretty big push turn for him, he's slowly forcing Indigo here to be in really, really awkward position. He's trying to shuffle 3 crits back, but unfortunately his soul charges early were so punishing that I think he's going to be in a situation where he's just trying to stack his board as much as can be. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you can see there, he's opting to send back the stride crits over the draw crits, which implies he knows he's going to take the damage, but he's valuing the decision to... Oh, 9 cards only in deck, Christ. It seems he is valuing the decision to stride over the decision to survive, so I think he is trying to set up a Blade of Mouse turn here. Which again, with the soul charges like he had, now that the Assassin is even there, he's only sending back triggers. So I think he's going to be in a pretty scared position next time because Ben has been outmaneuvering his numbers so far. Ben prepared for that Garter trick, saved himself a heal, chose the Elementary. It's going to be first check critical. Again, remember that they're all 1 crit, so one of them is going to become 2. As long as he doesn't check 2 more crits, Ben should be in a pretty good position to survive this sun and just guard one of the attacks. Because remember, Assassin is out of the picture. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2, unfortunately. That's going to be 3. 3 being a critical. He's going to try and go Ben just takes a 3k swing at that point, I think. But the unfortunately, we're having technical difficulties here with the camera acting up. That's...
Il reste 7 minutes. 7 minutes left. Five minutes left. 5 minutes restantes.
There we are. There we go. Yeah, so Ben effectively took the rear guard swing with the 3 crits, guarded the Hulkman down, and has been introducing the same combo I was talking about earlier. Apologies that we had a technical difficulty with the camera dying for some reason. So hopefully we're back now. Hopefully it works. My apologies there, guys. Hopefully it works going forward. Continuity seems to be acting up a little bit for us at the moment, so we will do our best to try and figure it out between rounds, but yeah, my apologies there. But yeah, so Ben effectively was able to go here and just sort of go show us the old Ursula, which allows us to not be targeted, so he can't have its crit removed. Looping that all the way back here to where now he goes swing, call, Ghost Dragon, Gold Dragon, Skull Dragon, and Beatrice. Beatrice calls boat. Checks first trick, crit Vanguard, second trick, crit Vanguard, power rear guard, and his opponent decks out. So congratulations to Ben there. My apologies for that. That was some technical difficulties on our side. Sorry, I had to run away to try and get that fixed. But guys, don't go anywhere. Stay safe. We'll be back in just a few minutes for round 2. I'm going to try and solve the problems. Apologies, guys. We'll see you very, very soon. Take care, guys. I said today, this round, we have a pretty exciting matchup for you, actually. Because what we have is we have Emilio, who was on Top Cut yesterday, actually. I believe he was I can't remember if he was the perpetrator or the recipient of a nasty team kill in Top 16. But today, he is making his return. And he's going to be queuing into a friend of the stream, if you will. Champion of BCS Cardiff. He is, of course, going to be playing into Stefan here. So as soon as they're going to be ready to go, we're going to be kicking off the match, where two players get to have a little showdown. Interesting matchup, actually. Crest Nui versus Angel Feather. We're just going to run over, let them know they're okay to start, and then they'll be good to go.
Il est 11h07. Stand up, Vanguard!
There we go, and they're going to be standing up their vanguards. Angel Feather versus Shiranui. Two of the top decks in the format right now, facing off in round 2 of France. And ooh, Stefan going to go first, and unfortunately Emilio going to top 5 G assist. Does he find the greater one? Oh, unfortunately for Stefan, he does. 2 Nuis in hand. Oh, that's a right fixer as well, so if anything didn't go right, it would have been right there to try and mend the situation. Yeah, immediately removing the right fixer, which would have only been used for the same purpose. No harm, no foul. Emilio is going to be drawing 2, and adding a quick shield ticket and a guardian ticket to his hand. This is one of those tricky matchups because, like, for Stefan's position, like, he needs to hit his triggers really quickly. But if Stefan is for any reason unable to, Emilio is going to very quickly spiral out of control and hit numbers that Stefan just cannot guard. So normally for Gize, once he Gizes, the 30k base becomes pretty strong because a lot of decks need to put a bit of effort into hitting it. But Crest decks, unfortunately for Stefan, just don't. But then Emilio's deck can depend a lot on, dominating units, which also becomes an unknown factor under Stefan's effects. So it's going to be fairly difficult to see who's going to pull through here. But Stefan and Emilio are both experienced players, both know exactly what to expect. So it'll be interesting to see what strategy they employ to try and get out of the situation. There you go, guys. Hopefully this is clearer. Hopefully the audio is a little better. People can let us know, I suppose. But yeah, hitting the crest here, Emilio just going to be swinging, saying no guard. Emilio is unfortunately going to be checking one of the Guardian promos. Again, this is something really, really important, especially when he hits the Gize. He really doesn't want to be burning them this early on in the game. But Yafkiel, of course, going to CV1, add itself to the hand, and then he's going to deal himself 1 damage and gain 2k. Unfortunately, 2k is only 4k above the opponent's Vanguard, so it's still not hitting magic numbers. But at this stage, any little bit of pressure helps. But the draw trigger as well coming out. Draw trigger drawing him a card and binding a Zerov Dragon. Ever elusive. You love to see triggers at this stage in the game if you're Stefan. Because the thing is, the earlier you check them, the earlier you put Emilio on a clock. No way we get to see... Ooh, okay. We're going to see the showing the reference rush, searching the deck for the correct Gavriel. Of course, going to be the G1 here. There we go. Simply searching it out of the deck. Yeah, I think the judge just double checking something, but I'm sure everything should be fine here. Yeah, binding the dust. Discarding the reference rush. There we are. Ooh, Stefan feeling confident there. Unfortunately, I think we're going to catch a glimpse of the purple OT in the hand, so that's 2 binds off of 1 card that Stefan is potentially missing out on here. Go ahead and just confirming numbers. I believe that's going to be a 19k swing. So his opponent's considering the ticket, but it might just be a 1 to pass. Is that a risk you want to take? He says, yeah, I mean, it's not 1 to pass. There's no trigger power here. I am silly. Never mind, yeah, he's guarding. Unfortunately, he's not able to guard the 15. He has to give the 20. But that's not the end of the world. Yeah, I'm being straight goofy here. I forget. Yeah, I'm going to go for the top 5 here. considering his options, but man, oh man, do I love those now sleeves. They look so good. Yeah, he's eyeing up his hand. Considering his options, 3 Nuis in hand is rough. 3 different ones, so he's certainly got options to go off of. But look at his hand, we got Elementaria, but that can't be the ad. 2 Sekies. And is it Ungen? The great one? Yeah, opting for the Sekie Dion, of course. Sekie being the D card that he is all too familiar with after yesterday. But Sekie here actually... Oh, sorry. I keep saying Ungen. I want to say it's Ungen. Effectively allowing... Unen, sorry. Shout out Andy. So yeah, when it's written upon, which is not really relevant, but you get to search your deck for a grade 3 with a different card name, it's effectively their version of Eternity Chaser. But at the end of battle, this unit boosted a rear guard. You can put that boosted unit into Soul, choose 2 rear guards and return them to the hand. So it's able to phase out that board in ways that means other decks can't really mess with him too much. But yeah, Emilio here is probably going to be gunning for Deal Life, especially early, because you don't want to be put on 1 or 2 damage, because then you're on the clock for Gizeh. And now the onus is on you to check heals, and you know Stefan is always taking those attacks. As you can see, Emilio here trying to push for incremental advantage to try and make sure that Stefan doesn't just, check 4 defensives, immediately stride Gizeh, end the game. Yeah, there you go. He's considering reading the new, reading the old Gabriel. I think so many of us are used to the V Gabriel that some of us are forgetting what the old one is. But for those of us that are in that mode, let's give ourselves a quick refresher. So old Gabriel says GB2, when a card put it to your damage zone, this unit gets plus 5k. Oh sorry, this unit gets your front row gains plus 2k. So every time it takes a damage, it gains that effect stacking. So the first time it's 2, the second time it's 4, the third time it's 6. But when your G unit strides this turn, you can counterblast 1, check top 3, put a card from one into the damage zone, put the rest of the bottom of the deck, and then you choose a face-up card from your damage zone and call it to rear guard, and that card gets plus 2k. So yeah, he's immediately going to manifest those 2 protect markers in his hand. Considering his options, yes, striding the History Collection stride. I believe, I always forget the name of it. Where is it? There we are. Uriel, I believe? Yeah, there we go. Uriel has effectively the same effect as Gabriel's stride skill. So when it attacks hits a Vanguard, you look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, put 1 into the damage zone, shuffle the deck, and if you put a card to the damage zone this way, you choose a grade up, face up grade 2 or less from damage zone, call it to rear guard, and that card gets plus 2k. So the difference is, I guess this one doesn't CB. And that's going to be, ooh. So we saw the Yafkiel earlier, now it's coming out her, let's call her softer counterpart. We're getting to see our Serafiel, I believe? Serafiel, yeah, getting placed, which is on place, Soul Blast 1, heal a card for damage zone, and deal yourself 1 damage, and it's a hard once per turn. Unfortunately, ooh, that is a rough damage zone. Seeing another one of the promos hitting it, that is so painful to see if you're Stefan right now. So unfortunate. But yeah, it really does make you wonder what the options are going to be here. Stefan likely just trying to keep his hand as small as possible. Oh, there you go, getting the no-seal, putting the top card of the deck in the damage zone. No-seal, I believe is no-seal only, oh, no-seal must only be from hand then. Because yeah, I'd imagine otherwise you try and proc the no-seal effect here to swap a card from your hand with a card from your damage, but yeah, it's on place from hand. So unfortunately, not that broken. It is, after all, like a 2011, 2012 card. 2013 maybe even, no, I believe it's 2012 card. Or is it BTO 6, I think? There you go, Vanguard just gonna be swinging. That is 27.33, I believe? No, 34. I think the old grey ones were 7Ks. Yeah, maybe considering the fact that... Is there a world you just... No, surely no. First check. Second check. Draw trigger is good to see, but the Zeroth binding is a little slow at the moment. And third check, another Honolly. So yeah, Stefan is in a state of survival, but the Damage Knight himself here could prove damaging. Yeah, Stefan eyeing up that damage zone, seeing what exactly can he put back in there. There we go. Potentially calling a Honolly here. I would imagine this might be a Honolly moment. Because you got to call from damage zone. It's grade 2 or less. You can't use the grade 2. The grade 1 doesn't want to be on board, so I'm assuming it's just a Honolly by process of elimination here. Because I think what you're trying to do here is on the off chance your opponent has units that don't require CB to dominate, or you just use a strike skill to dominate, you don't want to Sekie or Furai going crazy. So I think you probably just call the Honolly out here. Because I think Stefan knows he's in a state of survival right now. And Amelia knows he needs to keep pushing because eventually Stefan's going to run out of stuff, and because his scaling is just going to outpace him. Especially he's eyeing up that Mizukage in his hand. So I think Stefan here knows that if he's not killing and he's just in for surviving, he needs to make sure that his opponent can't attack as much as possible. Because we all know that Nubatama and Nuba extension can hit very crazy attack numbers on a turn. Admittedly, the red OT is out, but 4 crest boosted swings are still nothing to scoff at. There we go. Hopefully we've managed to resolve some of the audio issues so far. It might have been a clipping issue, but we'll see. But yeah, going for that history stride. Again, you're just trying to go for that crest scaling at the end of the day. Because the thing with Nubatama crest scaling is when they're able to hit it, all of their restands start benefiting from it. And at the end of the day, all it does is really just force your opponent to discard a card, which is not nothing. Especially in cases where, maybe you didn't hit those draw triggers or your deck that just doesn't run them. Having a small hand and being forced to then discard even those pieces can be super, super valuable and scary.